bounds. Touchback at the 20.
Tough young guy, and he's going to give his opponent all kinds of problems.
From the 20 with 1:34 left in the half, the Chargers have just one timeout left. And it's Harmon. Gain of 4.
If the Bengals can get it back, I'm sure that Sam White has a formula to at least get 3 points. So the Chargers now are going without a huddle rather than take a chance with any kind of an interception.
2nd and 6, wide open is Harmon. He heads for the sidelines, gets a good block. Still on his feet, but he doesn't go out of bounds. The veteran stays in bounds, so the clock will run. Anthony Miller threw a terrific block to free Harmon for an extra 15 yards.
Miller was in perfect position, but there was no coverage on the play. No one there to cover Harmon in a situation like this. A blown coverage cost them.
But Harmon also cost time by not going out of bounds, and Tolliver throws this one out of bounds. 35 seconds left and one timeout remaining for the Chargers.
Over the center position, all the time Tolliver needs, but look, no one there.
Now watch the block coming up by Thompson right here.
Excellent position, sprinting straight up the field, and he's got to go out of bounds in this case. Got to step out, and that would have saved them possibly a field goal. Time for a field goal.
Anthony Miller with the block. First down at the 45. 2nd down and 10 now.
No pass rush.
And he throws it in a place where they weren't going to get much anyway, and it was intended for Miller, as Tolliver stops the clock with 30 seconds. 3rd and 10. They're out of field goal range at the Bengal 45.
Tolliver is getting excellent protection. Excellent. And again, in one case, that beautiful arm, that quick arm, pays off for him. In another case, puts way too much velocity on him.
Now, you baseball fans here in Cincinnati, be pleased to note the Reds leading the Dodgers 9-5, top of the 9th inning. Sidelines. What a catch by Miller. Heavy traffic. And they say he didn't get out of bounds.
That's hard to believe.
He had to be out of bounds. They have a timeout, but they don't use it. He's just going to throw it in the ground. He does, to stop the clock with 8 seconds. Boy, I'd like to go back and see why they didn't stop the clock. Certainly he wasn't in the control. He along the sidelines, and Miller still arguing. Let's see the end of that play involving Miller on the sideline.
Tolliver, plenty of time, steps into the throw, drills it. Miller has it clearly there.
How can that not be?
How can that not be? I think they're trying to say that Miller tried to get out of bounds to stop the clock, and making an effort to do that, they can interpret it as delaying the game, and they can keep the clock going.
Wow.
It's hard to believe they'd do that.
I mean, the spirit of the whole play is that you're playing sidelines, you make the catch, get out of bounds. 8 seconds to go. Time for one play. And then possibly a field goal. And there's Harmon out of bounds at the 27. That gives Revés another 6-7 yards closer to the uprights, and here he comes in a 16-14 game.
Excellent tactics. Get your back in the flat, out of bounds, run directly out of bounds. Don't try to advance the ball. Move in a little bit closer.
Cincinnati, number 3.
So it'll be about a 44-yard, 45 yards field goal attempt.
The footing cannot be very good.
44 yards. It's long enough. No good. Wide to the left. First 30 minutes here at San Diego's Jack Murphy Stadium, and the Chargers have just a 2-point lead, and Dan Henning cannot be pleased about that, Bill Walsh. His offense generated 300 yards in 30 minutes, and yet they have only a 2-point lead.
Well, it's true, but 16 points could have been 17 for Dan Henning at one half. Half is pretty good in recent years, and those 300 yards look pretty good because they've kept the Bengals off the field.
Yeah, that's well taken. In the last 42 games played by San Diego, they've scored 30 points or more only once. Let's look at the halftime statistics before we see some outstanding plays. Well, we're good. There we are. See, 300 yards for San Diego, 154 for the Bengals, who stay within 2, and that Francis blocked extra point's a big one. Almost 2-1 in possession time for San Diego, but they couldn't collect all the beans that they were looking for. Here's a terrific touchdown run after a short pass by Ronnie Harmon.
He gets the ball uncovered. That's what should concern the Bengals at halftime. 3 times in this game so far, Ronnie Harmon's come out of the backfield uncovered. So they're going to have to account for him. Once he catches the ball, he is so deadly.
And so Ronnie Harmon paying his first dividend, his first touchdown as a Charger. And now Eddie Brown. This is a touchdown that pulled the Bengals to within 16-14, threading it through. Boomer, as Bird unable to deflect it. Brown with a catch. He had over 100 yards in reception, 6 catches in this first half. So really some outstanding individual play.
Well, if
for himself and Cincinnati. We start the second half. It comes down to Stanford Jennings. And a man who returned to kick off for a touchdown 2 years ago in the Super Bowl against the 49ers. And it appeared that touchdown might just win it for Cincinnati. Gets it out to the 25-yard line. 2016.
Again, no huddle. At the line of scrimmage.
And it's James Brooks for only a yard. Final in baseball, the Reds beat the Dodgers 9-5.
Well, when this started, we spoke of the probability that the Bengals would not run that well against this defense. The Bengals have been noted for one of the better running games in football for a number of years, but they've lost some of their offensive linemen, Montoya as an example, but they're running against some real premier players, and Billy Ray Smith, Lee Williams, Phillips, Grossman.
Boomer to the sidelines through the hands of Tim McGee. McGee, who caught 6 passes against the Jets to lead the Bengals last Sunday, but it's been Eddie Brown's day in San Diego today with a half dozen.
Boomer just rushed that pass. He is not a bit gun shy, but he's been pushed a little bit too hard by that pass rush and throwing prematurely at this point.
We talked about Billy Joe Tolliver and his fine high school baseball career. Well, Boomer can match it in high school in Long Island. He was 15-0 as a senior left-handed pitcher. He's got a man open, almost intercepted, and then it's right back to Eddie Brown, and a first down at the 41. Brown had it, lost it. It appeared it was going to be intercepted, and it went right back to Eddie Brown.
Amazing. That could have been disaster for the Bengals. Again, the ball is pushed. Boomer has a little more time this time, although there's the push again, and right through the hands, back out of the hands. Brown actually stole it from Frank. And Grossman again is this time beating Brooks. Now that's not too hard to do. Grossman, one of the better pass rushers against a 185-pound back.
First down, they mark it at the 39-yard line. And now the rookie Harold Green can't find a hole, maybe a yard to the 40. Sammy Seal coming up to support.
I've got a feeling that Sam Whites will start throwing on first down at soon, because right now they're stuffing the run on first down, forcing Boomer to throw on second down. I think that first down play pass would be in order. Again, Sam signals in the play, calls the play, takes a lot on himself in each one of these games, putting everything together.
Billy Ray Smith is not in there. Henry Rolling, 57, is the linebacker for San Diego. Little misdirection. And a good piece of running by Green out to the 46-yard line as he broke a couple of tackles. Leslie O'Neal finally brought him down.
O'Neal off major surgery, out for a year. Many people feeling he'd never return to the game, is now returning to his original form. Whether he ever can reach that or not, we can't be sure, but he's really a force to be reckoned with.
And he made the Pro Bowl last year after logging 12.5 sacks. Bert Grossman, he had 10 sacks, and Lee Williams led with 14. They can really get after the quarterback, these Chargers. 3rd and 3. Play action, and Boomer has a man wide open. Rodney Holman, the tight end, finally knocked out of bounds at the San Diego 37 by Martin Bayless.
Holman had gone in motion, then drifted into the flat after the play had been faked the other way, and the Chargers dropped their coverage on him, just backed off, looking for someone deeper down the field. You saw Holman go by. Now as Boomer looks back out, the Chargers just released him, assuming he wouldn't get the ball. That's where that play faking can be so effective by Esiason. By the way, Sam White's is one of the best play pass, I guess you'd call it fakers, that doesn't sound very good, that I've seen.